Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing amazing. So, today we're going to be talking about self-worth. Some of the things that you did not know. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret. We're not just talking about self-worth. You know, we've been talking about health. This is our 4th episode on the topic of health, wholeness, soundness, and wellness all together. So if you've been watching the videos already, you know this is not just about self-worth. We're going to go deep into how to be a healthier person, how to atone for our sins. Hey, sinners. So let's go ahead and wait a little bit. I'm going to wait a little bit before I give you guys the foundational knowledge, just because I know people are going to be coming into the live. And sometimes people come in, they're new to the channel, and they start hearing me say sinners, atoning for our sins, all these things, and they be like, what is she talking about? No, we're not religious. We're not being religious. We're going to get the foundational knowledge in just a second. If you see me keep looking at this, it's because this piece of braid is irritating me for some reason. But yeah, how y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? So we're going to be talking about health, and specifically we're going to be talking about the law of gravity today. So as you know, we've been getting into the laws that we as humans live by, the unspoken laws, honestly, because people are not speaking about how these laws are affecting our everyday life, and how if we're not abiding by these laws, then we are out of alignment, and being out of alignment affects our health. Being out of alignment means that we are sinning. Okay, sinning just means misalignment with the divine being in higher authority. Okay, so we're going to get into the conversation of how gravity rules us, what that means for our everyday lives, and what we can do in order to work with gravity. When we work with gravity, we get into our identity, we boost our self-worth, right? And we feel grounded on this earth. Gravity is a big law that a lot of people don't talk about. Hey, girlie, how are you? Gravity is a big law that a lot of people don't talk about, and how even gravity rules the sun that rules us. So if we are ruled by the sun, we need to know what's ruling the sun, what's going on, right? So we're going to go ahead and get into the topic of self-worth and how to really boost your self-worth. And I promise you, this is stuff that nobody has talked to you guys about. Nobody has told you about this before. I realize a lot of the conversations we've been having with the health topic, people are not talking about this. Honestly, I cannot go on YouTube and scroll and find a video that's having the same conversation that I'm having with these health topics. So we're just going to wait a little bit. Baby girl, how you been? You said you've been good. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. I love that. So I didn't get to ask a question last time. Hi, West Seattle. Hello, hello. I didn't get to ask a question last time. I completely forgot. It completely slipped my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and do a poll question today. Let me see. Make sure y'all like the video. So what should I ask y'all today? I wonder if I've just been forgetting the past few lives, because I cannot remember the last time I asked y'all a question. What's going on? And plus, y'all, I changed up how I be doing my thumbnails. Did y'all notice? Did y'all notice that? I'm just testing out. I want to see how it goes. But while we're at it, let me go ahead and make sure I introduce myself. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. My name is Meiana. I'm a sage woman. I help disconnected people like you come back to yourself. Oftentimes, I see I'm helping y'all with spiritual awakenings. But really what I enjoy doing is helping you identify what's blocking you and keeping you stuck, so that you can get over that hump and get to where you want to be. I help you find direction. I help you find love within yourself. And I help you get over that feeling that keeps you constricted. So go ahead and book a free 15-minute down below in the description. If you're currently on live, it's going to be up here. But go ahead and book a free 15-minute consultation. In 15 minutes, I can help you identify at least one limiting belief that's holding you back from the lifestyle that you're desiring today. I actually kind of excited about this conversation today, honestly. Because I feel like this conversation links to a lot of what I discuss with my clients when we do one-on-ones, when we work with mindset, and these videos in general. I feel like this is one of those conversations where if you get it, because a lot of times people don't get it. It could take years for some people to really comprehend what I'm talking about. You know, people are not going to get it for real. But if you get it, this is if you get it, this is going to be one of those conversations that helps you really root into yourself. So shout out to all my people out there who is ready to root into themselves, to get grounded, to really get into their identity, boost their self-esteem, and enjoy their life. So, okay. Let me go ahead and ask this question, y'all. Make sure y'all like the video. So the question I'm going to ask y'all is, do you have a high self-worth? Yes. No. And I don't. No. There we go. So make sure y'all vote. I just posted a poll. You guys should see it right now. Make sure y'all vote in the poll. Okay, I see some people already voting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So let's get into the conversation about gravity. And you know that I'm going to always start a conversation with a little bit of etymology. Because when you look into the definition of gravity, very simple, y'all. You look into the definition of gravity, you'll see that it means just weight, dignity, seriousness, in your character altogether. So you think about it. Gravity is what's keeping us on this earth. We're going to start scientifically, and it's going to lead us into spirituality, y'all. Okay. So hopefully y'all don't, hopefully y'all enjoy a little bit of science. It's not going to be too much. Don't get scared. Life is science. Okay. Life is science. So when you think about gravity, it's that weight, that heaviness that keeps us grounded on earth. So if it wasn't for gravity, we would be floating all over the world. We would just be out and about. We would have no stability, right? We would have no consistency, no security if it was not for gravity. And so when you look into that idea of gravity, I want you guys to really think about that. A lot of people have self-worth issues in general because they lack a consistency in their beliefs about themselves and how they value themselves altogether, right? So it's a couple of things. What's their relationship with being weighed down and being consistently rooted into this world? Look, you already, this is a grave conversation. I hope that's a real word. What I mean is this is a serious conversation, real weighty. Hello, Tashika, welcome back. Real weighty, and you not being serious on this conversation. So what I want you to think about is, when you think about gravity, I want you to think about being grounded. Good night. I want you to think about being grounded, something that's sacred and very important, and something that's being taken seriously, very seriously. Because if you don't have gravity, again, like I said, you'll be all over the place. And a lot of times when we get stressed out and we're overwhelmed spiritually, we're not rooted into ourselves and we're not in the present. Spiritually, if you're looking spiritually with your spiritual eyes, you'll see that you are out here instead of within, right? And that is the importance of gravity spiritually, is because it roots you within yourself. And If you've ever been like busy or overwhelmed or overstimulated, you have to feel it and tell me, how do you feel if you've ever felt overstimulated, overwhelmed, or busy? Do you feel like, do you feel your heart area warm, or do you feel yourself looking outwards and above yourself? That's how you'll be able to know if you are rooted and grounded within yourself, is where is my spirit focused on? Is it out here above my head, behind me, outwardly, or is it more heart centered, right? These are the things I want you guys to think about. So gravity is definitely the sacred weight that restores our dignity, our self-worth, our presence, and our wholeness, and is the physical counterpart to our spiritual devotion. So again, the law of gravity is going to be the law that you're going to want to start aligning to if you feel like you have a low self-worth altogether. Okay. And so, even like I was saying earlier, even the sun abides by this law. The sun that we have to align to every day to keep us in rhythm and in order and healthy and whole. Even the sun abides by the law of gravity. If it wasn't for the law of gravity, the sun would have not been formed altogether, right? The sun has been formed because of one of the instances is the law of gravity. The sun that lights our life up and keeps this world going is the reason for the seasons. It's because of the law of gravity. Y'all ever had one of those moments where, like, I know, like, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I used to have these moments. And thank you so much, Zoe. And what do they call it? It's like one of those conscious moments where you really start rethinking your whole life, and you're like, what if the sun just died out tomorrow? And you have like a mini panic attack in your mind, and you like, oh my God, if the sun died tomorrow, we're all dead. And then you just start thinking about how you just about to die because of the sun. Y'all ever have one of those moments? If y'all haven't had them, I don't know. I feel like that's one of those moments everybody should have, just like for a second. You just start rethinking your whole life, like, oh my God, is the sun about to die tomorrow? What am I gonna do? So, Darth, you said, let me tell you something. What you want to tell me, friend? What you want to tell me? Okay, so on top of that, gravity is what keeps the sun going. Okay, gravity is what keeps it burning, and giving off the heat and the solar flares that we get every day. And on top of that, gravity does a lot for the earth in general. Gravity supports our seasons, the climate. It shapes the ocean, the tides. The moon has a lot to do with it. So the gravity has an effect on the moon and how it affects our tides and the sea life and the weather patterns in general, right? And the gravity also stabilizes the rotation of the earth. So I'm saying this all because I'm going to bring it down to how it affects humans, but I want you guys to understand that gravity plays a bigger role that the life outside of us and above us has to align to. And if it does not align to the gravity itself, things start to mess up. If we didn't have gravity affecting the tides, it would hinder the animals in the ocean. If it wasn't affecting the sun, we wouldn't be here today, right? So we're going to talk more about how we can align to gravity, but let's talk more about how gravity affects us as humans. Remember, I think I forgot to tell y'all the foundational knowledge, y'all. Remember, y'all, we talking about health. Health, again, wholeness, wellness, soundness. And when you think about being well just means that you're satisfied. A lot of people are unsatisfied with life. It's okay, right? We go through our flows, our ebbs and flows. So when you are well, you're satisfied with life and you're living in a satisfied manner. So what happens when you're not satisfied? When you become unsatisfied, you're now unaligned to what we would call the divine, to God, however you would like to see it. And how do you get back in place when you're unsatisfied? You have to atone for your sins. And no, atoning for your sins is not getting whipped is not going to another human and praying to that human being, right? Atoning for your sins is not crying on a mountain, right? Atoning for your sins means doing things daily that support you in getting back aligned. Those are little things. Like those are things like drinking water. Drink enough water for your body to stay healthy and maintain homeostasis. There we go. And maintain homeostasis. Another thing is getting sunlight, especially in the morning before 10 o'clock in the morning, because that helps you with your circadian rhythm. And if you've been here, you're going to be hearing the same thing because it is the same thing. The same thing that we've been talking about. The only thing is that a lot of us don't understand. Hey, Deep, welcome back. A lot of us don't understand why we should be doing stuff, and we're just here that we're supposed to be doing something, and we can't figure out how to do it and why to do it, so we just don't do it. But when you start to realize, oh, we're actually bound by laws that even the planet is bound by and has to align to, and if we don't align to these laws and we don't follow these the authority over us, we're literally going to be harming ourselves, right? When you start to realize that, dang, I'm really harming myself and I'm really the authority system to get this in shape and figure it out, you start realizing how much authority you have over your life. And you sometimes just start doing what you need to do because you're like, I'm the only person who can do this. Can't nobody else make me do this but me, right? So little things like water, sunlight, eating a well-balanced diet. These are the things that's going to help you stay satisfied so you can be healthy and whole. It's not about being able to jump 10 feet high. That's not health for everybody, right? It's not about being able to lift 300-pound weights or run 200-mile marathons, okay? What being healthy is about being satisfied and having the systems within you working together harmoniously so that you can enjoy your life. You can will your life in the way that you want it to be, right? Just so your system can be working very well for yourself. So this is why we're having this conversation. And the way we've been going about this conversation is looking at the universal and cosmic laws that are over us, that has authority over us, that we need to align to so that we can atone for our misalignment. Misalignment, aka our sins. And feeling unworthy is a sin against self because we are all worthy. We all have inherent worthiness. We have gravity holding us down. We have identity. We have self-will. So we are inherently worthy. And when we start to feel unworthy, we are now misaligned to our divine nature, our purpose in this life. So, okay. So let's get back to how the law of gravity affects us as human beings. Okay, thank you, Madison. Thank you so much, girl. So let's, again, like I said, gravity, humans are specifically designed for gravity. And our bones, our muscles, our organs, our nervous system, all of these things evolved inside downward. We are always being pushed downward, right? Physically. So even your blood flowing through your body and the lymph moving through your body is being pulled down. And when you think about it, astronauts, when they do their space traveling and stuff, their blood pulls towards their head. They, of course, because they floating in space, there ain't no gravity out there, right? I don't know why. I've never been to space yet. I don't know. Maybe in my dreams. But their veins, the blood in their veins pull upward, right? And on top of that, when they come back, what am I trying to say? When they come back, a lot of times astronauts, they'll faint because of the effect of gravity. I hope I'm not losing y'all because I feel like when I get into the science talk, people are not that interested, but I feel like that's what gets you guys the foundational knowledge for you guys to understand everything else. If you don't understand the science talk, you're not going to understand everything else that I'm saying, right? It may just start sounding like woo-woo at that point if you're not understanding the science behind it. So hopefully you guys are understanding this. law of gravity that I'm getting to you guys. Hey, Lucifer. Hey, John. How y'all doing? So when you are out in space travel can cause swelling. It can cause fainting. It can cause circulatory problems, right? Your blood flowing properly through you. And so without gravity, bones lose density. And what are bones? Especially spiritually. It's the foundation of our body. It's our foundation. It's our structure. It's all those things, right? So what is gravity supporting? Our foundation, our structure, right? Your joints weaken without gravity. Your posture, which is your confidence, posture is aligned to your confidence, collapses. And so altogether, metaphysically, without gravity, our whole identity weakens. Because what is identity really? What really is identity? Identity is a consistent belief and pattern that you have within yourself. And how do you stay consistent? With gravity. You can't be consistent without gravity. What's going to be consistent is you flowing out all over the place, right? And no consistency in the temporal space that you'll be in, right? What is time and gravity, right? What are these things? So, fun fact: astronauts actually lose 1 to 2 bone per month. 1 to 2% of bones of per month. So, what are they losing? Their foundation, their structure. And so think about it. Every time you move, you are communicating with gravity, right? You're communicating. When you move about, now you're in a different position, you communicating with gravity. I hope y'all get it, because I don't really want to go into deep with that. I feel like that would take a minute, for me to be able to explain. Okay, so let's go back to your posture and your identity. Hey, Rico, your posture and your identity. We know real life, visually, that's a nonverbal cue of somebody's posture. Nonverbal cue meaning that is how they're communicating who they are without saying any words. So if somebody is slumped over, most of the time that means that they self-esteem may be low, may be sad. You got to give a little bit more visual cues before you can make a decision. If somebody is leaning on a chair, they feet up, it says a lot about maybe they're relaxed, right? If their head is high, their chest is out, that means they're probably proud or really confident. So your posture is aligned to gravity within itself, okay? And when your posture collapses, your breath shortens, which why we need our breath. We need to take them deep breaths. We need it. Your digestion compresses, your mood declines, your confidence drops, and even your emotions get stuck. So we need to work with gravity if we want to boost our confidence. Well, you need to work with your posture as well. But altogether, if we want to build that foundation so we can have a strong confidence and a strong, solid self-worth. When your posture lifts, your energy rises, your mood stabilizes, your breath deepens, and your identity strengthens. Why? Because when your posture is like low, it constricts your body to be able to flow in the way it needs to flow. When your posture is upright, your body can now flow in a more stable and consistent way altogether. On top of that, one of our nerves, our vagus nerves, which is a very important nerve altogether because it even affects your vocalization, your speaking abilities, all those things, your tone in your voice. It can calm you down. When you think about how it affects our vagus nerves, downward weight, which is gravity or compression, or even our posture, activates relaxation, digestion, emotional presence, and groundedness. Now, we're about to get into how we can exactly work with this, but think about it in all. We just talked about how gravity affects the sun. Even the sun itself has to abide by gravity. We just talked about how gravity affects the earth, the tides, the moon, how gravity affects ourselves. So if the law of gravity is above all of these things, What do you think we should start working with? Because so many people, we get so unserious and so stuck in the woo-woo of it all. Let's manifest the world around us. And then we don't really see the seriousness of the things that we can actually work with every day, right? We get so stuck in our mind, we forget about the actual physical around us, right? And so, you know, me being someone who's highly into manifestation, I love manifestation. Um, Highly into the woo-woo, tarot, all the things, astrology. I love it, right? I see some of those weaknesses in the community of what they consider new age is the fact that so many people get lost in the sauce. And they get so lost in their mind and in their imagination, which is, you know, it's a skill, but we're still on this earth. We still have to learn to work with the earth around us, okay? We can't just astral project and astral travel to escape from the reality, because we can make reality every day amazing. I'm telling you. So overall, gravity shapes our sense of our presence. And that's what I'm here to do as someone who loves manifestation. Is I want us to be present, because when you're present, you can perceive the world around you. You can sense what's going on. You can improve your intuition. And you can be, I feel like once you become present and you are grounded in this earth, your spiritual skills get 10 times better. Okay? So your whole sensory system is oriented around where is down. Where am I? What is holding me, right? Temporal. That's why we talked about soundness. If you watch that video, I forgot which video we discussed this in, but that's why we talked about soundness, because our ears support us in our temporal awareness, our spatial awareness, knowing what's left, what's up. That's why you have to be of sound mind, because you can perceive the world correctly. Okay. So when you start thinking about how gravity even shapes our presence, you'll understand that it allows us to have balance, orientation, awareness, and presence. So, you know, even astronauts without gravity, they start getting disoriented, dizzy, confused, floaty, and humans need gravitational grounding for psychological stability. Y'all gonna go insane in the membrane, okay? So, you know, when you are grounded and you're present, time feels more, hi, Fatish. When you are grounded, time feels like time can feel slower. And I don't want to just say slower in a bad way, because some people, they associate slow time with like boring, or, you know, they don't like that. But it feels more impactful. Um, you know, you feel grounded. I think about feeling grounded. I think about being around a group of people who I love, right? Because it may feel slower, but it feels more present, and you're enjoying your time a lot more when you're grounded in your present versus unstable. When you start feeling unstable, time has an anxiety about it. Time feels all over the place. Time feels uncontrollable, right? Time feels like it's against you. But no, time is never against you, because time is just, you know, construct. You know, it's not really a real thing. It's really gravity in our temporal awareness. And sometimes we start feeling like our relationship with our surroundings is against us, because everything feels all over the place. But we're just in our head and we're not grounded. So again, I want y'all to understand, in summary, the law of gravity creates the sun. It's the reason why the sun is even still here. It's the reason why we still living. It maintains our climate, the tides. It keeps the earth circling around. It keeps humans organized. It gives us strong bones. It grounds our nervous system, all the things, all of the important things, right? So gravity is not the end all be all, but we're not going to get into that conversation today, because that would be too much science. And let's keep it sage. Let's keep it real sage around these parts. Okay. So we're going to start talking more about how humans can work with the law of gravity, because even with our feeling grounded, there are simple ways that we can feel more grounded every single day. And when you start to feel grounded, when you start to work with the law of gravity and you start weighing down, right, and not being all out here, right, it's going to support you in having a consistent identity, confidence, and a higher self-worth altogether. Now, again, this is not a one-time thing where you do this one time and then your whole life has changed. It's a consistent routine because we have to atone for our sins every single day. What does that mean? We have to atone for misalignment every single day. Okay? So where is my list? Where's my list, y'all? I got a couple of things I want to tell y'all before I get into the big stuff. Okay. So little things that helps us align to gravity is weighted blankets. Have you guys ever had a weighted blanket? I have like one time in my life. It was cool. I didn't use it for a long time, so I can't be the one to like tell you guys like, you know, how much I love a weighted blanket or not, but it was cool the one time, you know, that I had it. But that is one way that you can work with gravity, because guess what? It pushes you downwards. And there's actual science back behind weighted blankets and how they support people. Another thing is laying on the floor, especially like a flat floor. Slow walking, bowing to your knees, right? And we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit more in a second. And also hugging. What does these do? They calm our body. Rico, you said you had a one before. Did you like it? And so these things instantly calm our body. We're going to get deeper into it all, though. So I'm going to give y'all, how many is this? 10 ways you can work with gravity so you can align with yourself. Not technically, I'm dead. He said I had one before. Okay. So I'm going to give you 10 ways that you can work with gravity today so that you can, number one, atone for your sins. Hey, everybody who's misaligned. You know, we become misaligned every day. You know, it's okay. It's natural. And you can boost your self-worth and you can have a more consistent identity altogether. So the first thing that you could do is a floor ritual, right? This is just a routine. Ritual just means routine for anybody who gets off about words. So with this ritual, you just lie flat on your back on the floor for 10 to 15 minutes and let gravity hold every part of your body. So really allow your body to fall into the floor and relax. And sometimes when you do this, you'll have to kind of like, you know, rest and stretch your body so that it can really release into the floor. But start to feel your body fall into the floor. And you can also say affirmations while you're doing this, especially while your body is calming down. That's one of the best times to say affirmations, is when your body is relaxed, and allow it to come, like, you know, seep into your system. But you can say things like, I don't have to hold everything, you know. I can be held. I am being held. You know, technically gravity is always holding me. Gravity is always keeping me whole and down, right? You can acknowledge the actual things that are actually keeping you together, right? And so what happens is this allows your identity to soften, especially if you're one of those people who feel like you have to have the world on your shoulders. Let's say you're the oldest child, right? Let's say you're a Capricorn. Shout out to all my Capricorn suns and moons. Even like maybe even a Scorpio, you know. Those are, you know, I got to get real astrological with you guys sometimes. But these are things where you can allow your identity to soften and feel your dignity restore. And on top of that, have your nervous system calm down. So just lie on the floor for 10 to 15 minutes and just relax and start affirming to yourself that you can be held. You can relax. You don't have to take it all in on your own, right? So that's just one thing that you can do, one routine that you can do. Another routine is a posture reset, right? So we got to embody the dignity that we that we are, right? You know, we got to align to who we really are. Get your posture in check. So stand up. You can lengthen your spine. Hopefully y'all know what a spine is. Let your shoulders relax downward and lift your chest slightly. Okay. So don't force it, but just be relaxed and just do it. You know, we may not always be able to maintain this posture, but especially when you are feeling down, you're feeling insecure, you're second guessing yourself, just reset your posture for a second, sit up, and try to think differently. It can reset even the thoughts in your mind when you sit up and you speak more confidently. Hold your head up. And it can support your presence, confidence, and even boundaries. So we talked in the last video about how the organ system of our skin has a direct relation to boundaries. So y'all know me, I'm a sage woman. I like to connect the dots and try new things out. Let's say you're having skin issues. Just start working on your posture and focus on confidence. That's just one thing. I'm not saying that that's gonna heal you, because you know people they like to put two and two together as well. I'm not saying it's gonna heal you, but I'm just saying start working on one thing at a time. So what happens when you do a posture reset is this draws gravity up through your spine, and it supports activating your dignity altogether. So the third thing that you can do is barefoot walking. We love a little grounding. And walking barefoot on the ground teaches you where you belong, number one, subconsciously, sometimes, you know, subconsciously, not always consciously. It supports where you stand, how you move, how you feel. And it helps identity in the sensory aspect, not just mental, but sensory. And so your body finds you through the earth. And also we know that grounding is a great technique to do in general, to support your health and well-being and connect you to the earth around you. Another thing that you can do, number 4, is weight routines. And so, like I said earlier, weighted blankets, sandbags, holding stones, like actual stones, hugging yourself with pressure. These things activates the vagus nerves and signals things like that you're actively here and you're present, that you exist, and that you have weight, that you are a real thing, you are serious, you have an identity. Another thing that you can do is slow walking. So slow walking supports your bones, your hips, your breath, your feet. Slow walking slows internal time, which stabilizes identity. And understand, y'all, I'm a fast walker for sure. When you're a busy person, you got things to do, you just move, 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 move. I don't be liking to walk with slow walkers. But I do understand that walking fast puts me in a, it speeds my time up mentally. I feel like I'm all over the place sometimes. And when I slow down and I really take time, like when you really slow down, you really take time to acknowledge what's around you. Slowing down and while you're walking helps you to perceive what's going on around you. It helps you to breathe better, because urgency fractures your identity, right? The consistency of the thoughts that you are, the beliefs that hold you as one person, right? But when you slow down, it can support you in restoring your identity altogether. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. So another thing that you guys can do to work with gravity and to boost your confidence, your self-esteem, and your self-worth all together is you can do hip-centered movements. I love me a little hip-centered movements. So your pelvis is your literal center of mass. And I know last time John in the video, he was talking about the chakras. And if I'm not mistaken, the pelvis is the sacral chakra. Let me look it up though so I can make sure. Is it? Yeah, okay, sacral chakra. But we also want to work with the solar chakra as well. Solar and sacral chakras. But pelvis area is the sacral chakra. And so when you work with that area and moving around, like doing hip circles, pelvic tilt, slow squats, cat-cow, which is a yoga move, it supports your inner authority, because identity, I think identity is both in the hips, but also in your solar plexus as well. Um, and the thing about it is when you start doing these things, you start grounding down, right? If you're someone who's in your head, real logical, a thinker, a smarty pants, you know, what they call people a brainiac. You real smart, you in your head real logical. You cannot really you have a hard time connecting with others, right? We want to pull ourselves down. We want to get pulled down a little bit, right? So do some of those things and support yourself with really being grounded and allowing gravity to keep you down, you know. Not like the man. You know how they be like, don't let the man keep you down. We're not talking about the man. We're talking about gravity, okay? So another thing that you can do if you want to work with the law of gravity to support boosting your self-worth altogether is kneeling. Kneeling forward. Hopefully y'all got good knees, good knees, good knees. Okay. Because we see people kneel all the time. And you know, have you ever really wondered, like, why do people kneel in front of like important people, like queens and kings, in different like religions or different societies? People be kneeling. Why do they do it, right? To me, I think it's a subconscious understanding of the importance of gravity, the law of gravity, and associating that with the individual before you, right? That's just my mindset and how I think. So kneeling in what they call a forward fold, it aligns with humility, presence, reverence, and inward focus. So it draws attention downward, which stabilizes your emotions. So, you know, you ain't got to do it in front of nothing. Just do it in your own time. You can even see it as like a yoga or a stretch sometimes. And just kneel to support your relationship with gravity. So I have about 3 more that I want to tell you guys to support your relationship with gravity. But the next one is called heavy thoughts down. So when you feel overwhelmed, just imagine, the power of imagination is strong, but imagine your thoughts dropping down your body into the ground. Gravity is a system that drains everything downwards, right? So we want to let it drain the stress, fear, anger, and shame, which when we do this, it creates an inner stillness and our dignity rises. So again, you start feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated, which disrupts our identity, who we are, and our divine nature. Just allow it to pull all of it down. Because guess what? When you start feeling all of those, although these are low vibrational emotions, they can pull us outside of our body. We want to get pulled back inwards. So, the next thing that anyone can do if you want to work with gravity and align to gravity, in order to boost your self-worth and confidence and self-esteem, is weight lift. Our strength training. So when you do these things, it supports your bone density, muscle balance, and confidence. I know a lot of men love doing things like this, weightlifting or strength training. But for women, a lot of people, I hear it all the time. I'm not the expert, but I hear it all the time, that women have to start working with doing more strength training and weightlifting altogether. Women got to work on it. Now, I'm not going to go too much deeper because I'm not the expert, but I did want to mention it. So you want to make sure you do that because identity is formed through pressure, right? Pressure makes diamonds. Thank you, Rico. Casey. Hey, Casey, I ain't see you in a minute. You said, always remember your worth to the world is priceless and your soul is as valuable as rare as art. Stay powerful. Thank you, friend. How you been? Okay, so the last thing that I want you guys to think about, you know, you don't have to do all 10 of these things. Find like 1 or 2 things that you are interested in that really like, oh, that's interesting, and just try that, right? Just don't overwhelm yourself. And if you would like to work more gravity, you can just implement more and more as time goes. But the last thing that I can suggest you guys to do is called grounded speech. Y'all know I love me a little speech. But when you do this, you can speak from the chest and not from the throat. And this is one of those things where you have to have sensory skills, because not a lot of people know how to really feel their presence in their body. And not a lot of people have this sensory awareness of their physical body, right? So if you don't have that already, you know you have to work with that first. But if you do, you can start really working from speaking from your chest, and you'll feel your voice get a little lower. Take your time to practice. Good for sensory awareness. Yep. Take your time to practice, because a lot of us, even myself, I speak from my throat most of the time. You just go slowly and speak from your chest. And when you really practice it, I'm telling you, as I'm doing it right now, you'll feel it in your chest. So when you do this, it supports your self-respect. I'm trying to practice it as I do it. It supports clarity, authority, and presence. And also it slows you down, because I'm slowing down as I speak currently. But like I said, I don't always, do this myself, but it is a good practice to do. But I'm a mover and a shaker. I like to move quickly. But those are the things that you can definitely do to work with the law of gravity, so that you can boost your overall sense of self, your identity, your self-worth. Let's not think of these things as too hard, because I know that when I was coming into myself and figuring out life and trying to understand what life was about, these things seemed very abstract to me. They seemed so far from me. I just couldn't grasp what was really going on and why things were the way they were. But when we just start thinking about life as we see it and what's in front of us, it really makes it make more sense. We stop getting so lost in the sauce. We start acknowledging who we are. We start perceiving the world more correctly. So we got to understand that when we start working with gravity, it supports our self-worth, our dignity, our identity, and the sacredness of life that we have all together. So that is all the information that I have for you guys today. In regards to this topic, I never had the chance to look at the poll. I know we have 15 votes today. Let me see. So I asked, do you have a high self-worth? And we have 15 people vote today, and 67 people said yes, 7% said no, and 27% said I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a good little poll right there for the 67% that said yes. I love it. Okay. So that is what I have for you guys today. Did y'all have anything y'all wanted to talk about or expand on? Or y'all wanted to talk about anything else before we get off our live today? Y'all let me know. Y'all make sure y'all like the live. And we're going to be back, Friday? To talk more about the health conversations. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is one of those conversations. Oh, my God. This is one of those conversations that could be a little above a lot of people's head, right? It could be difficult for people to comprehend why I'm putting two and two together. Why I'm talking about gravity with health. A lot of people may not comprehend it. But like I said earlier, for anybody who this is something that, they're interested in the conversation, but it's hard for them to grasp all together and like really think through it, as I speak about it, understand that there are natural laws that humans have to abide by. And if we do not, and abide by means follow. There are natural laws, right, that human beings have to follow. And if we do not follow them, there is no police department that's going to come and get us. Like in the real world, where different states and different countries, different cities, they all have different laws, right? Why do they have those laws? Because over time they realize this is what we need to keep our area the way we want our area to be. So we can compare those actual laws that we see in real life and compare them to the laws that govern the universe that we literally live in, right? And the problem with it is that there are no police departments, judges, courts that are going to come in and be like, you're not following the law of gravity. You are not following the law of cause and effect, right? You're not following these laws. They're not going to come in and take you to jail. Guess who's going to do that? You are going to do that to yourself, because life has made us the authority of ourself, right? We are going to be the one. That's why people have mental disorders. That's why people feel overstimulated, overwhelmed, because guess what? When you start sinning against yourself, you become unaligned. And when you're unaligned, the metaphysical police is out to get you. Girl, you better run. No, I'm playing. You better get aligned. Get in place, right? Because you can run against the real police, but you can't run against yourself, baby. Because if you start trying to run against yourself, you mentally ill. Exactly, Rico. Out of whack. And being out of whack is whack. And really, in our reality, like, the real laws that we have to abide by are not anything that's really harming us. The laws that we have to abide by every single day actually are here to support us in our experience on this world. We are spiritual beings living physical lives, which is why we are unaligned, because technically we're spiritual, right? But we're put in this physical earth. Physical earth has a lower vibration than the spiritual realm itself. So what happens when you are separate from what is technically natural to you? Imbalance. So we always have to maintain that balance through daily atonement, which is just realigning yourself so that you're satisfied with life, because life is meant to be experienced, right? We don't want life to experience us. I hope that makes sense. We don't want life to experience us. We want to experience life, right? Because once life starts to experience us, what is life, right? There's no control. There's no will. So, hopefully that supports anybody who didn't really have, they're interested in the conversation, but they are not fully grasping everything. Because I know that 5-6 years ago, there are many people who I used to watch, and it used to sound like they were speaking in symbols. But I used to be like, they saying something. I know they saying something, but I just don't understand what they saying. It's okay. A few years from now, if you're not really, aware what's going on right now, you're in the right direction, perfect direction. A few years from now, it will make complete sense. So don't stress about it. Just watch these videos in the background. That's a bar. Thank you, John. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate my brothers in Christ. Shout out to you. But anywho, that's all I got for y'all today, though. I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes just to see if y'all want to say anything else before we get off of here. I don't have any idea of what next week's conversations will be about, but this is the 4th episode, I believe. So we have at least 4 more episodes, at least 4 more episodes to talk about this. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I know, guess whose concert I'm going to this week, y'all? Guess who concert I'm going to? I bet y'all won't guess. Yes. I'm like, yes. I gotta get there early. Mind y'all, why I got class the same day? I got class the same day. Class end at 6:30. Mona Leo's concert start at 7:30. Y'all think I'm about to be really paying attention in that class? Girl, bye. Class about to be on mute while I'm at the concert. Hey, I'm being in line at the concert and 2 hours early. Class gonna be on mute. Don't play with me. So maybe if I take a couple of pictures, I'll post it so y'all see me in my realness, my fangirl moments. Cause y'all know I fuck with her real bad. But you know, now that my brothers know it's tea, now that y'all know it's tea, y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here. How they perform? Probably. Most likely. They got a couple of songs together, so I wouldn't be surprised. That's her man, so. John is from Carolina, so he probably knows something from Vegas, don't he? Because I think that's where he's from. So, I'm excited. Y'all make sure y'all like the live before we get up off of here. Because this is the grave live. This live is very grave. You haven't seen it? Really? I think he definitely be on stage. I don't know. You know, I don't be thinking about him. I like his music. He got some good music, but you know, I don't be thinking about him. I be thinking about her. Like, that's my girl. Oh, you not from North Carolina? Okay, you can only focus on me. Focus on the conversation, Jode. Joe Boyce. Focus on the conversation. We got to get our life together. He used to be signed by him? Really? I didn't know he was signing people. You can't? Okay, Joe, this is a grave conversation. You from South Carolina? One day when I go out there, because that's on my to-do list. That's on my to-do list, is to go out to South Carolina one day. John said, get out of it. John, you didn't have to lead him. I don't know what he say. Let me make sure. Let's see what he said. Y'all. But I can't wait to go to South Carolina one day. Cause y'all know I want to be where the people be. I want to be where the people are. What Ariel say? I want to be where the people are. Is that what Ariel said? Yeah, that's what Ariel said. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dance. The Little Mermaid. And not the black one. I'm playing. Don't cancel me. Not the baby mama. It's a lot of beaches. Really? Is it like nice beaches? Because I'm not even a beach person, if I could be so for real. I'm a lake person. Beaches are it's just another world for me. I'd rather be at a lake on a little canoe, a little boat, something real cute on a lake, you know. But beaches are cool. I don't know why I don't really get with the beach. I don't know. Maybe it's some type of past life trauma that I'm unaware of. Who knows? But that would be nice. Whenever I go, it's on the bucket list. Y'all know, let me just graduate first. Rico, let's manifest her for Rico, y'all. We gotta manifest. Whenever you see her again, Rico, it's gonna be a party. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. I think you, Rico, you gonna make her nervous because she don't like to be perceived. Number one, you over here always calling her name. She don't like to be known for real, especially on the internet. You gonna stress her out. I'm gonna tell her. We gonna finally see her. I'm gonna tell her. She is. She one of them for sure. She for sure. It's surrounded by water. Really? So is it like a little? It's a little island. I wanna go. I want to go real bad. I want to take a trip in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to make it a day trip. Because I'm like, okay, if I go overnight, I'm going to bring my son with me. And he, you know, y'all, he don't like road trips. Like, when he was younger, he could get with the road trip. But, I don't know what it is. Like, getting older, he does not like road trips. When he was younger, I never had any issues like 3-4 years ago. But the last couple of years, taking him anywhere in the car, he will meow for hours. So, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I just take a day trip, an overnight trip, or bring him with me. Because I really want to bring him with me. But I want to go out into the nature. A little cabin, a little lake. Some slight. But my people, we got 2 more people who voted. So I'm going to say this before I leave. I better not leave them. Don't leave red like that. Man, I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, should it be a day trip and I just go out during the day and come back? Because it's like the place I'm thinking about is a few hours away from me. Or should I do like an overnight trip? You know? Because I think it's going to be a little solo trip. Y'all know me because y'all, so basically, come here, son, so people can see you. Come here, son. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, okay. Don't be petty. He being petty, y'all. He don't want to come over here. He walked all the way over here and then I reached for him and he pulled himself back. Okay. Anywho, y'all know I love the astrology, so I did astrocartography so that I can figure out where I can take me a little mini trip. Let me move this box. You know how cats be. They let the slightest things in their way. They let the slightest things in their way. So, anywho, I use that to figure out where I should take me a little day trip. And so I'm like, okay. I don't know if y'all know anything about astrocartography, but my Uranus line goes straight through a certain city. So I'm like, I think this is where I want to go travel. Just to see what's up. I just want to get an idea. Because I don't want to go that far. Have you ever looked into astrocartography before? Whenever I go, I'll let y'all know how it goes. Hey, Be Logic, welcome back. You seen it on YouTube? Y'all should try it out one day. And let me know how it goes. Come here, baby. Say hi to your aunties and uncles. Say hi to your aunties and uncles. Y'all, he went outside today. Y'all know how he be about going outside. He do not like when I do not let him outside. So here's your aunties and uncles. They wanted to see you. Say hi. Thank you, big. But I guess this is our nightcap before we get up off of here, y'all. Hope the conversation wasn't too much for anybody, because I feel like it was real sciencey for a minute. Okay, bye, son. Y'all want a son? Come get him. Does anybody want a son? No, I'm playing. I would never let anybody take my son. But y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys all the time. Let's ground into ourselves. Let's let gravity do its job and release the weight of the world. Let's start becoming more aware of who we are, our identity, our self-worth, and our soundness. Let's let gravity do its job, okay? So, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.